Welcome to English 111. You have now completed your first week on your online class, and so I felt like this is a good time to speak with each of you. I've had an opportunity to listen and read your discussion boards and get to know a little bit more about you. So I felt like that this would be a good time so the information I'm getting ready to share with you becomes a little bit more relevant. One of the things about an online venue is as you can tell, it is a lot different than a face-to-face. And so there's more time management issues where you need to be checking in on your announcements and your emails daily. That is the only way that I have to communicate with you and you to communicate back with me. I do check email often. I'm also on the discussion boards. There's a question answer place there. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Want to kind of go over some of the requirements for this class. Again, now that we've had 1 week under our belt, this will make more sense. Regarding assignments, no late work is accepted. You will see in your syllabus that I've had this class paced out, and I stick pretty close to my syllabus. If there are any changes, which means if I feel like as we're doing assignments, maybe you need a little bit more time, or I need to maybe shift a direction, then I have that opportunity to do that. But in order for you to know that, you have to read your announcements and check your email, because that is how I will communicate that with you. Please make yourself familiar with the syllabus, especially with the requirements of this class. I know I've already received some emails regarding situations, with work and whatnot. Please really look into that. If your work situation is going to hinder you from turning in assignments on time, I strongly encourage you to perhaps drop this class and retake it at a time where you're able to give it your full attention. A misconception with online classes is that because it's online, it's going to be easier. Unfortunately, that is not the truth. We have a lot of information to cover and not a whole lot of time in which to cover it in. And as you can see by looking at the syllabus, there are a lot of things that we will be doing. Even though it may not look like, when we're having writing assignments, a lot goes into those writing assignments and that preparation in order for you to be able to give me your best. I am only able to grade based on the information that I receive, and so you want to make sure that you're always putting your best foot forward, or if you have questions, that you're communicating and really making sure that everything's been answered and that you're sending in quality work, because once it's submitted, there are no do-overs. Homeworks and assignments, everything will be listed on the discussion board. There's really only three main places that you go. One will be the announcements, the second will be your assignments, and the third will be the discussion board. Those are the three places that you're really going to live throughout this course. You will have homework every week. You will have a discussion board every week. Your initial thread will always be by Wednesday evening, 11:59, and your two threads for replies to classmates will always be due that Sunday at 11:59. Once that is completed and those time frames are met, I do not accept work after that and grade those accordingly. Please make sure when you're reading your discussion boards and your assignments, especially writing assignments, that you are answering the questions that I have placed before you. They're very purposeful. Make sure that you're developing your answers. Also on discussion boards, it is just like any other writing assignment. Please make sure that you are using an academic voice, because that is how I am grading those. Writing is about communication at its core, and how you communicate through the written word is very important. That is how you are representing you as a student and as a professional. So please make sure as you are writing these assignments, especially on the discussion boards, I think sometimes we get a little bit more on that everyday vernacular. I strongly encourage you not to do that. This is academically, so make sure that your sentences are properly formed, that you are capitalizing properly, including the personal I. Those are easy mistakes, and especially at a college level, they should have already been hammered out. So if punctuation is used incorrectly, sentence formation is incorrect, those are some of the things that I'll that could take some points away. Also developing your ideas. Did you, especially on that initial thread, did you answer or address everything that I was asking you to do? And that's a part of that grade as well. Same thing with writing assignments. I'm going to give you instructions. You need to make sure that you read through the instructions and that you understand them. If not, please make sure that you are communicating with me in order to do that. But the flip side of that is at the end of your assignment, when you have finished writing it, go back to the instructions, read through to make sure that you have included everything that I'm looking for. Think about it, if I'm asking for it, I'm probably going to be looking for it, and so that will be part of your grade. So just be mindful of that. Let me see, questions that you have in class. Please try to use your resources first. I have received some questions regarding class, and they were things that were answered in the syllabus, especially with your assignments. What are the instructions? When is this due? All of that actually is not only in your syllabus, but it's on the instructions that I place in Blackboard. So please make sure that you are being proactive and reading those, because all I'm going to do is go back and read rather than type them out again. So please make sure that you do that. Now that we've gotten the housekeeping out of the way, as far as questions are concerned, there is a place that was actually the very top thread is for question answers. This is a great place if you have a question to post it. So everyone in the class has the benefit of reading it. So even if you don't post it, you should be going into your discussion boards daily anyway. If you see that someone's posted questions, go in there. Sometimes you are able to help, but I do actually look at those and we'll try to respond in a prompt manner as well. English 111, I see a lot on the discussion board where we have a lot of creative writers in the class. Even though it's great and there's a lot of components of creative writing, this class and your 112 class focuses on academic writing, because those forms of writing are actually, it's not only academic, it's professional. And so our voice is a little bit different. How we organize that writing is going to be a bit different. So it is a little bit, it's a different shift. It's not as fluffy or as descriptive, even though we do still have some of those elements. This class is not just to check off of a graduation plan audit, and that's another thing I saw a lot on the discussion boards. I need this in order to get my degree. The reason that this is a required class is because this is communication in a professional manner, and it's through all of our communications, be it your work assignments, how you email me, how you speak with one another through the discussion boards. Are you able to have that conversation in an academic, professional manner? So please make sure that you're representing yourself well at all times. Remember, we don't have the luxury, especially on an online venue, to actually get to see your expressions. So how you phrase things become very important, and to make sure that you are doing that in a manner that's respectful to those to whom you're writing. The perspective of this class, you don't have to agree with me, so there'll be some prompts. It's going to be critical thinking. You're going to spend some time thinking about what your topics are, and I encourage you to do that. In fact, a lot of the hard work and that foundation work really comes through the thought process before we actually begin putting pen to paper or hands to keyboard. So think about what you're going to say. How are you going to organize it? At any time, if you're having questions or concerns, I read every assignment and I edit every assignment that is written. Please take time and go back through, read your edits. If you don't understand, let me know. Sometimes you're needing a little bit of additional help outside of that. We have a writing center at both campuses, the Midlothian and the Chester campus. Utilize those facilities. I am helping out in the Writing Center on Saturday mornings at between 10 and 11. So if you're needing something and you'd like to actually speak with me, I am there and I am available for you. If you need anything outside of that, again, email is going to be the best way to communicate with me. Some of you have already utilized that, and you see that I am responding to a lot of emails, and sometimes they're in the evening. But I do, just in case, because things happen and I'm not always on my computer, but please always give me some time to respond. I definitely try to respond within that 24-hour period. Again, welcome to class. I am thrilled and very excited from what I've already read, especially through these introductions. We have a very diverse group here, and it's just really exciting. So welcome. Don't get discouraged. Please make sure that you're communicating with me, and we'll do the best that we can in order to get you through this class and set you up for success for English 112. Have a wonderful semester.